Hi guys, Deveroy Davis here with Beyond the Stock Price, and this is just a quick update video. So it is currently around 18 minutes to 2 on Sunday, January 6th, but yesterday around 11 p.m. I went on the Jamaica Stock Exchange's website to check on update. Someone had left a comment on Beyond the Stock Price's last video, and I had to go and do a little checking. I realized that NCB Financial Group actually released their annual report for the 2018 financial year, and I have to tell you, I haven't been through it in its entirety, but it looks really good. I'm just going to bring it up and just talk through a few of the highlights. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a few more hours, and certainly a few more hours later on in the day, going deep into the report, and then I will then post another video where I'm looking at the performance of the company over the last, say, 3 years. So what did they do, as well as what are they doing now, and how could that impact them in the next 3 years. Before I get into it though, Caribbean Value Investor had published an article earlier this year, and it's entitled "A Case for Why NCB Might Be Worth 1,000 Jamaican dollars in the Next 5 Years." And in that article, we talk about some of the things that NCB has been doing, the ambitions of its management and owners, as well as some of the economic factors and that are actually benefiting NCB, and how it is that those factors will play into increasing the profitability of the company, and along with that its share price. So let me just bring up some of the highlights regarding the 2018 financial year for NCB. So the first thing to note, and the first thing that pops out at me, is the fact that the stock price, if you were supposed to just look at the stock price from January 2018 to December 2018, it is actually up over 40%. So the stock started the year trading at around $99.93. That was the closing price on January 2nd. And on December 29th, which is the last price that I'll quote, the stock was actually trading at $147. The closing price was actually 147 Jamaican dollars 36 cents. And that's an actual price increase of $47, equating to 47.46%. Now, if you consider the fact that the market is actually up only 30%, then NCB stockholders would have seen an increase in their portfolios that is actually beating the market by about 17%. Okay, so that means that NCB stockholders have actually seen a 47% increase in just 2018 in the value of their NCB stock. So let's take a little look now at the financial snapshot, which is provided on page 68 of the annual report. So if you're looking at just operating income for the year 2018 was $76 billion, 537 million, and that was up from 59 billion, 475 million. That's an increase for just the 2017 change. That's a year-over-year increase of 29%. The compounded annual growth rate over the last 5 years amounts to 15%, which is absolutely remarkable for a company to be a company of NCB's size to be doing. And in the follow-up article, I'll talk about some of the reasons why NCB is actually compounding at these high percentages. But let's get a little bit more into just the numbers as they stand. So net profit was $28 billion, $28.58 billion. That's a 50% increase over the 2017 figure, which is $19.1 billion. And the compounded annual growth rate is 27%. Now, just to put in perspective what happens if you can compound at 27% per year. I'm going to go to Caribbean Value Investors tools, and I'm going to use the compound interest calculator just to give you an idea of what would happen if you started out with an initial investment of $100,000 and you were compounding at 27%. Let's say you wanted to make $1 million. If you were doing 27% on $100,000 per year, in 10 years you would have made $1 million. That is without putting in any additional funds. If you wanted to say start with $1 million Jamaican dollars and go up to, let's say, $1 billion Jamaican dollars, then the math turns out to actually be the same. And you can see what the actual returns, just how remarkable of a return that is. If you started out, let's make it simpler. If you started out with $1,000 and your target was, say, $1 million, and you were able to compound at 27% per year, it would take you 29 years to turn $1,000. This is 1,000 Jamaican dollars, which is about 10 US dollars. You would be able to turn that into 10 million Jamaican dollars in 29 years. That is without putting in any additional funds into the account. So I just did that just to show you just how powerful the compounded rate of growth or rate of return is. And at 27%, that's absolutely remarkable. I'll get into just the sustainability of that and the main drivers of that in the next video. But for this one, this is supposed to be short, so I'm not trying to go over 10 minutes. Let's just get back to the numbers. You're looking at a earning per stock unit of $11.39, which is up 47% from $7.76 in 2017. Now, if you were supposed to consider that NCB is currently trading at around 147 Jamaican dollars, that would put the adjusted price earnings ratio, that's a PE ratio, at just 12.9, which is relatively fair, which also means then that NCB is trading around a fair value. And if you consider what the management is currently doing, which is they're in the process of acquiring additional shares in Guardian Holdings, which is a Trinidadian company, then a case could be made that NCB is actually undervalued by the market as it is currently. So let's get down to just what the assets of the company look like. So looking at the balance sheet, the total assets of the company came in at 978 million Jamaican dollars. And again, that is also up double digits. It's up 41% and is compounded over the last 5 years. That's 17% as well. So assets are looking really good. If you're let's look at the liabilities now. So liabilities under annuity and insurance contracts came in at $38 billion, and it only increased by 5%. So you see a very big difference between the increase in the total assets and an increase in the liabilities under annuities. So equity attributable to shareholders, which is basically telling you how much the company is growing, and is a very important metric for understanding the true value of the business. That came in at $130 billion and is up 12%. Again, for a company like NCB Financial Group, which is a regional company, to be growing at 12% compounded, that's absolutely remarkable. So that's where I'm basically going to stop the video. I'll do a far more detailed one later on. And thanks for joining us. Be sure to check out the link in the description for that article where we make the case as to why the stock could continue to rise. Thanks for watching, and please remember to subscribe.